could I? Ow! I couldn't tell you the exact moment Clair Obscur Expedition 33 became my all-time favorite turn-based RPG. And I've played a lot of turn-based RPGs, folks, some of which are in my top 5 games of all time.
Yeah.
But after 50 hours, a broken heart, and more belly laughs than I could count, I found myself wishing I could wipe my memory clean just to experience it all again. Expedition 33 has me in a chokehold, and it's not about to let go. Since completing this dark fantasy RPG, it's fair to admit that it's not without a few flaws, but it's definitely hard to believe that this is Sandfall Interactive's debut game. It's not that I doubted the first-time developer, far from it, but because, frankly, Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is bloody brilliant.
Really?
I won't be spoiling the story in this review, rest assured, and if you can, I'd highly recommend going into this as unsullied as possible, as every tear, giggle, surprise, and twist in this tale are well worth relishing in your own time. Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is a phenomenal first effort from Sandfall Interactive, a Shakespearean masterclass in joy and sorrow, and 30 to 60 hours of the very best turn-based RPG action I've played in years. If you're unfamiliar with the premise of this whole thing, the setup here is some truly captivating stuff. See, some 67 years ago, a cataclysmic fracture shattered the world as we know it. Society collapsed, dangerous creatures now roam beyond the walls of Lumiere, and at the edge of this fading Belle Epoque civilization sits the Paintress, a seemingly all-powerful deity. Year after year, she paints a cursed number, and when she does, everyone of that age dies. Thanos snapped from existence, not a strand of hair nor a thread of clothing left to hold on to them by. And as the years go on, the number gets smaller, the people die younger, and futures fade away. And so, in a final act of defiance, the citizens of Lumiere volunteer their last year of life to the expedition, braving the unknown in the hope of killing the Paintress and ending her painted death once and for all. I thought I was ready, emotionally stable and whatnot. After all, I'd gone hands-on earlier this year, but I couldn't have been more wrong. And to be honest, I'm hesitant to say much more, because it's too good of a story to spoil a single second of.
Come on, old man, let's have a duel.
Old man?
You're pretty much the oldest man in Lumiere now, no? Come on.
Expedition 33 channels high drama through rich characters, an addictive battle system, and deeply poignant lore. Gustave, Maël, and the rest of the expedition played my heartstrings like seasoned musicians, whilst remnants of past Doom missions, these glowing journals and messages, serve as a haunting breadcrumb trail through this painterly world.
Learn from the ones who came before.
And lay the trail for the ones who come after.
As you uncover the origins of the fracture, the truth behind the Paintress, and the fate of those who came before, it's not just the mystery that hooks you, nor the goal, it's the sheer emotional weight of the journey. And I suppose we should take a minute to give the cast their flowers too. Clair Obscur Expedition 33 boasts a star-studded lineup, from Charlie Cox and Andy Serkis to Jennifer English and Kirsty Ryder, each breathing soul into their roles. Gustave, Maël, Lune, and Ciel, they're not just characters, they're people. Their performances don't just carry the story, they anchor it, and you feel every heartbreak, every laugh, every moment of hope or horror. And then there's Ben Starr and Rich Keeble. Those two, I was wheezing. Their chemistry is electric, and I vividly remember a scene between the two where I ended up with a coffee-soaked monitor and a stitch from laughing at these two talented sods.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's true.
There will be a lot of fighting.
Exactly.
Count me in then.
Now, there may come a time near the game's conclusion where some players might find the process of unpacking its more ambiguous themes a hurdle to a perfect score. But Clair Obscur Expedition 33 does enough to keep its gritty maturity, flashes of whimsy, and sweeping fantasy feeling cohesive and intentional. Aside from that one point of hesitation, I'd say nearly everything else is executed flawlessly. It keeps you locked in for a surprisingly lean RPG, clocking in at a tight 30 hours for the main story, something my severe lack of free time is grateful for.
There you are.
Once our expeditioners venture deeper into the continent, Sandfall Interactive gets to work showcasing a breathtaking high fantasy world, drenched in 19th century Gothic surrealism. That vision comes alive in unforgettable environments like the Flying Waters, an underwater region that somehow isn't underwater, or Visages, a later area where giant disembodied heads just line the walls. It's something that I'm just not likely to forget. You've got to hand it to Sandfall Interactive's art director, Nicholas Maxon Francombe, for conjuring up some truly fantastical and deranged beasties. One boss in particular, the Lamp Master, left a lasting impression in its lead-up, eerie Victorian silhouette and collection of cursed flickering lamps. Like something out of Bloodborne, at least it was before the expedition proceeded to beat the living nightlights out of it.
Easier than expected.
Hey, don't jinx us. No need to invite misfortune.
Whilst we're on the topic of pummeling fantastical beasties with your pals, the combat and offer from Sandfall Interactive is simply sensational. I'll hold up my hand and I will admit that the turn-based battles aren't revolutionary, but what makes them special is the full picture. You can sense the JRPGs that laid the trail, nods to Squall's Gunblade in Final Fantasy VIII, where well-timed button presses boost your damage output, and a clear influence from Persona's social links, unlocking new flashy gradient attacks if you spend time getting to know your fellow expeditioners in between scraps at camp.
The main continent. Hard to believe we're finally here.
It's all wrapped in slick, ink-splash battle menus and screen-shaking attacks that make every move feel impactful and stylish. This is a combat system that thrives on synergy, precision, and a touch of spectacle.
Petrus must.
I did find myself gravitating towards defense over offense. Whilst the game's combat system lets you unlock new abilities to mix and match, experiment with over 100 pictos, which is what they call skills in this game, and chain stylish combos between expeditioners, offensive play can eventually slip into muscle memory unless you decide to switch things up. Defense demands more from you. When a new enemy rears its twisted little gothic head, you're encouraged to study it, every twitch, every wind-up. Should you parry, dodge, or jump? One particularly nasty mini-boss I ate dirt to more than once relies entirely on timed parries and sharp counters. Mastering that defensive rhythm turns combat into a dance of timing, patience, and payoff. Your expedition consists of up to 3 party members at a time, and outside of battle, you're free to swap them in and out as you like. If for whatever reason a Nevron decides to absolutely flatten your main trio, well, no sweat, your reserves leap in, ready to cash checks and snap necks and avenge your poor squishy blood-soaked frontliners.
On me.
Getting trampled by an overworld boss happened to me more times than I care to admit, though I mostly blame my own stubbornness. I genuinely believed that a solid parry and sheer force of will was all I needed to win any fight, and honestly, I still believe that. This is my curse.
Why the hell did you...
Sorry, I fucked up. I just wanted to show off.
It took me a while to realize that these towering, nightmarish bosses aren't just tough, they are meant to crush you in the opening hours. They're endgame material. So yeah, even after you wrap your journey with the Paintress, and once your comical companion Esquier learns how to fly around the world map, Expedition 33 has another 30-ish hours of boss fights and bizarre gestural trials lined up, just in case you weren't feeling sufficiently humbled. Honestly, there's so much more I want to say. So much I can't say without ruining the magic, the laughs, the tears, the moments. But Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is an all-timer in my books, and you can't convince me otherwise.
Still too far.
I won't lie to you, I knew Clair Obscur Expedition 33 had its hooks in me from the early preview I played a few months ago, but by the time I completed my 50-hour journey, broken-hearted and exhilarated, I knew this game would live forever in my all-time RPG list. Sandfall Interactive's debut is nothing short of remarkable. Sure, there are a few moments where the game's more ambiguous themes might throw some players off, but the emotional weight, the unique combat system, and the jaw-dropping visuals easily overshadow any minor bumps. In short, Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is a perfect blend of everything I love in turn-based RPGs. It's haunting, hilarious, and dare I say it, one of the best I've ever played. If you're looking for a game that not only challenges your skills, but also tugs at your heartstrings, this is it. It's already an instant classic in my eyes, and I'll be recommending it for years to come.
I shall treasure this forever.
So there you have Game Friend's review of Clair Obscur Expedition 33, awarding it a 10 out of 10. It's a masterclass, but once again, this is just my opinion, and I'd love to hear yours. Be sure to share your thoughts in the comments, and I suppose I should actually announce that Game Friend has a website now. Yeah, you can find a link to it in the description, so if written word is more of your thing, then make sure to sign up to stay in the know with all things gaming. As always, thanks for watching, and all there's left to say is bye-bye for now. Cheerio!